The slave auction on Nexus Station was something Dr. Elena Vasquez had hoped never to witness. Beings from across the galaxy, both predators and prey, were displayed and sold like commodities. The Galactic Trade Consortium had legalized slavery 3 centuries ago, and the practice had become woven into the fabric of interstellar commerce. Elena was there undercover, documenting evidence for a humanitarian organization that worked to free enslaved beings. She tried to remain inconspicuous, but her heart was breaking with every transaction. Then she saw the girl. She was small, no more than 5 feet tall, with luminescent skin that seemed to glow with an inner light. She was chained like an animal, her wrists and ankles bound with restraints designed to cause pain. Her eyes were dulled, the look of someone whose spirit had been systematically broken. The auctioneer was presenting her with disgust. A Siltharian female, docile, trainable, excellent for menial labor or personal service. She's been broken in, so no behavioral issues. Opening bid, 50 credits. A massive Vorith trader raised his hand. 100 credits. She'll make good breeding stock. Elena felt something primal activate inside her, something that transcended logic or safety protocols. She raised her hand. 200 credits, she called out. The Vorith trader laughed. You're wasting credits, human. She's worth nothing. 300, Elena bid, her voice steady despite her racing heart. They went back and forth until Elena won, purchasing the girl for an astronomical price that would bankrupt her personal accounts. As she approached to claim her purchase, the girl looked up at her with desperate hope. Please, the girl whispered. I know I'm not valuable. I know I'm damaged goods, but I can work hard. I can cook, clean, serve. I'll do anything you require. Just take me away from here. Please don't sell me again. Elena's hands trembled as she unshackled the girl. What's your name? I don't remember, the girl said, tears streaming down her luminescent face. They took my name when they took my freedom. Elena made a decision that would change everything. Then we'll give you a new name. You're going to be free. The girl stared at her in confusion. I don't understand. You're not my slave, Elena said gently. You're a person. You deserve freedom, dignity, and choice. Over the following weeks, as Elena helped the girl, who chose the name Lyra, adjust to freedom, she began to understand the depth of what slavery had done to her. Lyra had been conditioned to expect cruelty. She flinched at sudden movements. She apologized for existing. She couldn't comprehend that someone could help her without expecting something in return. But slowly, with patience and genuine care, Lyra began to heal. Elena taught her that she had value beyond utility, that her thoughts mattered, that she had the right to refuse requests, to make decisions, to exist for her own sake. Why are you doing this? Lyra asked one day, after weeks of recovery. I'm worthless. Everyone said so. Everyone was wrong. Elena said firmly. You have incredible intelligence. You're creative, thoughtful, and strong. You survived something that would have destroyed most beings. That's not worthlessness. That's resilience. When Elena's humanitarian organization discovered what she had done, they were initially furious. She had violated protocol, compromised her cover, risked the entire operation. But then they saw Lyra. They saw a being coming back to life. A consciousness that had been systematically erased beginning to reassert itself. And they understood what Elena had understood. Sometimes protocol had to bend to humanity. The organization offered Lyra asylum, and more importantly, a choice. She could stay with Elena, pursue education, work with the organization, or pursue any path she wanted. Lyra chose to stay with Elena and work with the organization to free other enslaved beings. Within a year, Elena and Lyra had helped liberate over 3,000 enslaved sentients. But more importantly, they had demonstrated something revolutionary to the galaxy. Humans didn't view other beings as resources to be exploited. They viewed them as people worthy of dignity. The Galactic Trade Consortium tried to stop them. But Lyra, speaking before the Interstellar Council, told her story. She described what it meant to be treated as property. She described the moment Elena had unchained her and offered freedom instead of servitude. And she challenged the council. How can you claim to be civilized when you permit beings to be bought and sold like objects? Within 5 years, slavery was banned across 70% of known space. The movement started by one human woman who refused to accept that a being could be worthless. "Why did you risk everything for me?" Lyra asked Elena years later. Elena smiled. "Because humanity's greatest strength isn't in what we can own or control. It's in our capacity to recognize value in others and fight for their freedom." You were never worthless, Lyra. The galaxy just needed someone to remind it.